Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Marian and this is Full Soul Travel. So this video, long awaited. Everyone's been asking, no one's asked actually, but I'm sure maybe you've wondered. I actually get that asked a lot while I'm here, but if this is your first time ever watching my videos, just ignore all that. So this video is about why I moved from America to Africa, from LA to Dar es Salaam. Born and raised in LA, my whole life. I left, the first time I really left, like as far as like living somewhere else, I was in college. I studied abroad in London. And from London, I just really didn't want to live in LA. I mean, I always never wanted to live in LA, but I just really didn't want to live in LA. So the closest thing that I could get to London was New York. To me, it's the best city in the world, don't shoot me. One of the best cities in the world, I should say, not the best. But yeah, I lived in New York for about 5 or 6 years. And then I ended up moving back to Los Angeles. I will say in the last 10 years, I've been traveling more consistently, at least like a year. Once a year doing a trip, you know, or multiple trips a year. In New York, I had a lot of friends that were also travelers, so I traveled a lot with friends. I never traveled anywhere solo beyond going to London, but that was for school, so it was like other people going to be there that were my same age. But the first time that I did travel by myself, like in a real serious way, was when I went to India in 2019, and that literally opened the floodgates, I would say. It changed my whole perspective on life and on like the quality of life. In America, we overconsume. We just do the most. We do the most. It's like you can have a better quality of life if you live off of less. Like we don't need as much. And yeah, when I was in India, I kind of went there like on a spiritual journey. Cliche, don't judge me. But yeah, I went there on a spiritual journey, and towards the end of my trip, as I was like moving to southern India, I really saw or felt the call for Africa. If you know anything about India, southern India, people are my complexion, they're darker skinned. There's a lot of similarities between African culture and Indian culture. And I'm just saying African as a whole, because I know there's 54 countries here in Africa, but there are a lot of similarities. And a lot of similarities here in Dar es Salaam, where I am, with Indian culture. But I really started to see Africa and India when I was traveling. And I had always wanted to travel to Africa. This is actually not my first time in Africa. I've been years ago. I'll tell that story a different day. But when I thought about traveling to Africa, I thought about it more like on a vacation, or maybe doing like a 6-week kind of thing and just like traveling around, going to like Cape Town and Johannesburg and like Senegal and Ghana and, you know, those, Egypt, Morocco, all the places that I want to go, because I would love to visit every single country in Africa. But I never really thought seriously about like actually moving until after I had that experience in India. And I really felt like the main reason, the number one reason that I decided to kind of take that leap is because I just felt like that was like the next step to my personal evolution as a human being, to allow myself to experience something else, to learn, to grow. I feel like when you are in environments that you're used to, you really have to force yourself to grow. But when you're in environments that every other day, you're like, make it make sense, you gotta grow, you gotta learn, you gotta like trust yourself, you have to trust other people. You are in a constant state of vulnerability. And I felt like my life that I was living in LA, I was on autopilot. I mean, I literally felt like I could just drive from Santa Monica to downtown LA with my eyes closed. Like, I just felt like it was redundant. I did it. I just felt like my inner self, my higher self, my full soul self wanted more, wanted to experience more from life. And I'm a strong believer in like co-creating your life, that you can imagine anything and manifest it, that you can have whatever your heart desires. And for me, I really wanted to really connect with my roots. Like, I wanted to learn more about myself. I feel like when you get to a certain level in your spiritual journey, everything has to come back to you. It's like constantly returning home. So it's like, as you deeper your spirituality, you also want to deepen like what is the base, like what is the root, you know, of knowing who we are as, you know, as Black Americans, knowing that our story didn't start or even end with slavery, that there's more to the story. There's so much more that was like taken out purposely from us to like disconnect us from Africa, to not even like look at ourselves as African. And yes, I am African American. There is differences, but like the roots, like where I'm from is Africa. And being here in Tanzania, I didn't know anybody. I knew one person, actually a girl that I met in India at the airport, like when I was leaving. Shout out to you if you're watching. And other people I just knew through Instagram, but not any, I don't have any, I wouldn't say I had like any like solid friends here or family. I just came by myself. And I will say that it has been a trip. It's been a great learning experience. But one of the reasons why I was saying is like connecting with my roots is like when you're here and you see yourself over and over in other people. You see your cousins, your brother, your father, your aunties, your mom, like people you knew, people you went to school with. Like, you just see yourself, you realize how much we as African Americans are literally just a reflection of Africans. And it's mind-blowing because in America, you don't see yourself. You don't see yourself in this capacity. And I think it's really beautiful. Even like, I think I mentioned this in another video, but it's like the language is different, but the mannerisms, the swag, the attitude, like all of that is the same. The tone in the voice, it's the same. It's the same. Like you can't deny that we are here, that we are one, that we are connected. You can't deny that being here. So for me, that is something that was really important to me as I grow and evolve as a human being, just to really understand myself more and understand like where I come from. And you know, I've been told that I am Bantu, you know, and I'm just learning that history of how, you know, a lot of people here have told me, I don't know all the history, but they've told me that, you know, Bantu started here and they migrated, you know, all over. So it's possible. But just being here and being able to experience that, take that in. Another reason why I wanted to move here, and I say move because I am on a travel tourist visa. I haven't decided if it's going to be a permanent move to this country, but I do have a strong desire to travel. I don't really have a strong desire to root myself anywhere, like ground myself completely somewhere. I think that would take a lot it would take a lot for me to like really settle somewhere. But I do have a strong desire to see Africa. I feel wanderlust for it. And so I feel like you have to honor yourself, you know, you have to I believe you have to honor your ancestors and you have to honor yourself. So whatever that desire is, you know, you may be watching this video and it's like, I want to come to Africa. I've always dreamed of coming to Africa. You have to honor those desires within yourself. Or you may be here and you want to go somewhere else. I just believe you have to honor the desires that are placed in you, because it's your life and you can literally do whatever you want to do because it's your life and you only get one life. So you have to make it the best, make it the fullest. That's why this is called full soul travel. I just knew that the way that I was living wasn't the way that I should be living. And it's not about materialism. It's not about, you know, I was living from one of the biggest and most wealthiest cities in the world, and highly influential, like Hollywood. So Hollywood music industry, so much stuff comes out of there. But I think that for me, like I said, I had to really honor myself and my own desires, and just to allow myself to expand. I think sometimes we really put limits on ourselves and we shrink. You know, we shrink when we should be expanding constantly. We should be changing and growing constantly. So that's definitely one of the reasons why I decided to come here. Now, why I chose Tanzania is, one, because I did have this, and I'll tell the story another time, but I did have this connection with someone when I was leaving the airport. I met a Tanzanian and I was in a moment of crisis, but I just remember her describing Tanzania and telling me how beautiful it is, and kind of always like stuck in the back of my head. And then there was a couple YouTubers, Traveling Sister, mainly her, and a couple other people, as I was like researching different countries. It just really seemed like, one, this was a very peaceful, beautiful, affordable country, and I've always wanted to learn another language, and Swahili is such a beautiful language to learn. And yeah, I really wanted to live somewhere where it was essentially not the same thing happening in America as far as the Rona situation. So this was a country that is open. It doesn't have the same stipulations as it does in other places. There isn't the same type of restrictions as far as like lockdowns and stuff like that. So this seemed like this would be a good landing spot as I decide what I want to do next. So that is why I chose Tanzania. And I'm here in Dar es Salaam because I love a big city. You have the ocean, you have city life. Zanzibar is really close by, even though I haven't been. But also, I would say the main reason why I was like yes to Tanzania is because my desire of wanting to travel, but it's literally this country in East Africa that is surrounded by 8 other countries. And to me, that access, hopefully when all this stuff ends, if it ends, you know, if the borders are open, I think a lot of them are open, but that access to be so close to all these countries, it just really seemed like I can check a lot of it just really seemed like I can check a lot of things off of my list as far as traveling. And yeah, and then Ethiopia is like right there. That's like my dream destination, to go and travel there. But really, I was very firstly honoring myself as far as allowing myself to expand and be more and see more and experience a different culture and like live in it and learn and grow. Connecting with my roots, connecting with my ancestral roots, honoring my ancestors, honoring myself, like I said, and then living in a country, all the things that I just said, but it's also affordable. For me, my big focus right now, at least for the first 6 months, is like my health and my wellness and just letting go of a lot of stuff, really like healing, like really focusing on healing myself. So I feel like this is a great country to do that. The access to fresh organic fruits and vegetables is insane. I mean, they literally sell it right on the street outside. It's just like on the corner. It's just like right there. It's like, just give them $2. Like it's crazy. I mean, I personally was a Whole Food shopper, and like, if I should probably do like a price comparison between like Whole Foods organic and here. It doesn't compare. So I've been really focused on that, and I've had a lot of success since I've been here. It's in regards to that. I'm like almost down 40 pounds now. Yes. Yeah, I'm almost down 40 pounds. So I just feel very, I feel like I'm just allowing myself to rest. I'm giving myself permission to rest, to be in the state of rest, which for me, as someone who is a low-key workaholic, it's just something that I haven't been able to do. And it's different from other types of travel because I've just been here. I haven't been to other parts of Tanzania. I haven't been bouncing around like how I did in India, where it was like every few days I was going somewhere else. I've literally have all my stuff in my apartment, and I'm like settled here, and I have a routine, and I have a gym, and like, you know, building a community here. And that's another fourth point. I don't know what point I'm on. Fourth point is building community. And at first I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hesitant to really connect with other diasporans here. And this is just based off of like being in WhatsApp groups and kind of seeing like the little, anyways. But I will say that I have connected with people very organically, and then I've just kind of like allowed myself to like surrender that part of myself that's resistant, and slowly beginning to know people, and like going to like Salaam, where they have like every Sunday people are getting together, and it feels very important for us to connect here because we need that community, because here we're still looked at as outsiders. So in that sense, if you come by yourself, it could get kind of lonely. Even if you come with family, you know, you want to know that you at least have like an extension of community while you're building other community, local community, other community here. So I do really appreciate that aspect of it, because I just feel like with social media and the way society is, it's really hard for people now to connect and really genuinely have like a sense of community, especially now because most people are isolated. So it's been nice to be able to like meet up with people, go somewhere and know that you're gonna be seen by people who also are experiencing the same things that you're experiencing. So that aspect of it has been really nice, I would say, personally. You know, beyond the obvious reasons of what's happening in America, to me, that isn't like the big focus, because I was gonna be gone whether or not that was happening or not. Like, I'm just, you know, like, it doesn't matter. But it is disheartening the way that Black people are treated in America. I think travel is very important. I think that people should travel to expand themselves, to know that there's more, and that there are other options. And I'm not gonna diss America, because that is still where I'm from, but there are other options, there are other experiences that you can have, that we don't have to continue to go through the same things over and over. It just feels like a very toxic relationship there. So I just know that for myself and for the life that I want to create and also attract, I I would rather be a global citizen. Personally, I would just rather I would rather have that experience of like living in different countries, and then maybe if I wanted to return and live, I could, but I just really want to have that experience of knowing other cultures, getting to know different types of people other than the sameness of what you're used to in America. So those are kind of like my major reasons for taking the leap. But also, I would say another reason is taking a leap, like allowing yourself to speaking things into existence, allowing the universe to know what you want, and then taking that leap and allowing for God to take care of you, allowing for the net to appear and not living in fear, because it's kind of crazy to live so far away from everyone and everything you know, especially because you're not going to get the same conveniences here. America is extremely convenient. I mean, to the point of like laziness. Like, you don't have to leave your house for anything. I mean, it's designed that way now. So yeah, but just allowing yourself to take that leap, to really go after your dreams, to really set yourself in motion of your desires, and allow yourself to get on that ride and get out the matrix, and know that there's more to life. That's what I would say. There's just more to life. And I don't know if Tanzania is gonna be home, but I do know that I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that I've had these experiences, good and bad, the challenges, and then the ease that comes here. But that's life. Like, no, you're not gonna live anywhere where it's just like perfection. Like, that would be complete boredom. All of these things are designed to allow you to grow. To really, how I look at travel is like it's a way to really like see yourself, because you see yourself in other people. It's like the areas in which you haven't worked on, you will be someone's gonna come knock on that door and be like, you need to come work on this. So in the areas where you just like are exceeding and that growth is there, you will literally see your plant just get so large. So that's what I love about traveling. That is why I'm here. And I really look forward to sharing this journey with you guys, but also hopefully, God willingly, sharing more African countries with you in the future, because that is my dream. That is why I'm here. I even have this tattoo from my mama. It says the vision is still alive. It has Africa on it. And yeah, I believe that Africa is the future. I believe there's so much potential with this continent. There's so much potential with this continent, and there's a reason why the lies exist about Africa. The reason why a lot of Black Americans have this disconnection. They can't really see themselves there. But I also think that Africans, it's the same thing. It's like everybody coming here is not rich. Everybody coming here is not like, you know, an ATM machine. So it would be nice if we could just meet each other halfway and be like, yo, we're taken, y'all live here, let's come together. Show us the way, show us what we should be doing, but really loving on us, because a lot of us are coming out of a lot of trauma, a lot of pain. So, you know, when having to face with challenges here that could be avoided if people actually knew the history of what we've been through, but also being compassionate to the fact that Africa is very colonized and there are repercussions because of that. And I know that people's actions are inherently because of the oppression that's been placed on this continent. But I believe that, you know, Africa is rising and the people are growing and that the future is here. So that's why I'm here, Mama Africa. So again, I am Marian. Welcome to my channel. This is Full Tilt Travel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I love to engage with you guys. I usually answer every single comment. If I didn't, you know, you can leave me another one. Yeah, I love to engage with you guys, and thank you, especially all my Tanzanian subscribers that are like schooling me on different words and correcting me when I say words wrong. I will say a lot of words wrong. That's just me. That's just who I am. So, but yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that if you feel like inspired, if you feel like any type of shaking within you, if you feel like, dang, she's like talking to me, like, you should go for it. You should make the move. You should take the leap. You should visit. You should do something other than what you've been doing, because you can change your life at any given moment. Like that, it just starts with a decision to change, and your life will change. So peace and love.